Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. Today we are diving into
Wow.
a fascinating topic
Yeah.
from Chinese literature.
Mhm.
This time it's Princess Ironfan and her role in the epic Journey to the West. I know some of you might be thinking another...
Let's River to the West. Deep dive.
Right.
Right.
But trust me,
Yeah.
this is no ordinary hero's tale.
No.
This time we're focusing on
Yeah.
the woman who dared to stand up to the Monkey King
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
himself.
So Princess Ironfan is so much more
Yeah.
than a footnote in this story.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
she's a force of nature
Mhm.
who really challenges our expectations of what a woman
Yeah.
in that time period should be like.
Absolutely.
And forces us to, like, you know, kind of reconsider
Yeah,
the traditional power dynamics in this story,
I like it.
you know,
Yeah.
in this classic.
So for those who need a quick refresher,
Yeah.
Journey to the West basically follows this Buddhist monk's pilgrimage
Yeah. Right.
to India
Yeah.
in search of sacred Buddhist scriptures.
Yep.
Along the way, he faces like countless trials.
Tons.
He's got his disciples with him,
Right.
one of whom is the super infamous Monkey King,
Of course.
Sun Wukong.
Yeah.
It's a wild
It's a wild ride.
ride
Sure.
filled with demons, magic, and a lot of
humor.
healthy dose of humor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where does Princess Ironfan fit into all of this?
Well, so picture this.
Okay.
The monk and his disciples
Uh-huh.
reach the fiery mountains.
That's-
A seemingly impassable mountain range,
Right.
ablaze with like scorching flames.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
So the only way to like extinguish
Yeah.
this crazy inferno
Yeah.
lies in the hands of Princess Ironfan,
Okay.
who possesses, of all things,
Yeah.
a magical banana leaf fan.
A banana leaf fan.
I know.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm already intrigued.
Right.
I kind of wish I had one of those.
Yeah.
For those hot summer days. Yeah.
Right.
But why is she so reluctant to just lend a helping fan?
Because things are rarely that simple in Journey to the West.
Okay.
It's a very complicated book
Right.
with lots of twists and turns.
Okay.
So you see, Princess Ironfan has this deep-seated grudge
Okay.
against Sun Wukong,
Hmm.
stemming from like a past conflict that he had
Okay.
with her husband, the
Right.
Bull Demon King.
Yeah, yeah.
So when Sun Wukong comes knocking, expecting to borrow the fan,
Yeah.
he's in for a rude awakening.
I bet.
Yeah.
She doesn't just like slam the door in his face, does she?
Not quite. So she's a little bit more forceful than that.
Okay.
With a single wave of her fan,
Oh, wow.
she blasts him thousands of miles away.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Talk about
Making a statement.
making a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this first encounter
Yeah.
reveals that Princess Ironfan is no damsel in distress.
Right.
You know, she's fiercely protective
Mhm.
of her family, and she refuses to be intimidated by anyone.
Yeah.
Not even the legendary Monkey King.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
she's pretty tough.
Starting to see why they call her Iron Fan.
Right.
But I know Sun Wukong,
Yeah.
he's not one to give up easily.
Not at all.
So how does he,
Very stubborn.
yeah, outsmart her?
Well, through a rather unconventional method.
Okay.
So he shrinks himself
Yet.
down to a tiny size
Oh, my God.
and sneaks into
No way.
her stomach.
Her stomach.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Causing her.
Immense pain.
Definitely not how I would handle the
Yeah.
situation.
It's a little,
Yeah.
it's a little intense.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a bit disturbing, to be honest, but
Yeah. I can see how.
can't help but admire his cunning.
Yeah.
Does he actually manage to get the fan this way?
He does, but there's a twist.
Okay.
Princess Ironfan, being no fool,
Right.
gives him a fake.
Oh, she's smart. Very clever.
Yeah. She's not just powerful,
Yeah.
but she's also.
She's playing a long game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we've got this incredibly strong woman
Yeah.
wielding a powerful magical artifact,
Absolutely.
driven by loyalty
Mm-hmm.
and a sense of justice,
Yeah.
it seems like.
She's not just a villain.
She's a complex character.
It's just very complex.
Yeah. What happens next?
Well,
Does Sun Wukong realize he's been tricked?
absolutely he does.
Yeah.
And this realization sparks a second confrontation.
Yeah.
This time involving both Sun Wukong and his fellow disciple Pigsy.
Oh, okay.
So they end up battling the
Wow.
Bull Demon King himself
Okay.
in this like chaotic scene
Oh, my gosh.
that is both like epic
Okay.
and hilarious.
Yeah.
It's a very funny scene in the book.
It's amazing
Yeah.
how Journey to the West
Right.
blends those larger-than-life elements with,
Yeah,
like, those
no.
moments of humor.
Uh,
It keeps
it does.
the story grounded,
Yeah.
even when dealing with these gods and demons.
Yeah. It's a good balance.
Do Sun Wukong and Pigsy manage to get their hands?
Eventually, after a wild chase,
Wow.
they do.
Okay, so they get the real fan.
So they get the real fan.
Sun Wukong puts out the fire.
Yeah.
The pilgrimage is able to continue.
Yeah.
What happens to Princess Iron Fan?
Well, what I find really interesting
Hang
is
on.
what happens after this main conflict is resolved.
Oh, okay.
So instead of, like, remaining an enemy,
Mm-hmm.
she and her husband reconcile.
Wow.
And this act of forgiveness,
Yeah.
you know, after everything that's transpired,
Right.
suggests that there's a lot of depth
Yeah.
to her character
Right.
that goes beyond the initial portrayal of
Yeah.
this fearsome, vengeful figure.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
She's not just this one-dimensional antagonist.
She's not just an obstacle for the heroes to overcome.
She's a wife,
Yeah.
a mother, a powerful being,
Yeah.
caught in the crossfire of this larger conflict.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know.
It makes her choices seem,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe harsh at times,
Yeah.
but you can understand where she's coming from.
But they're driven by this,
Right.
like, deep sense of loyalty
Mm.
and a desire to protect, like, what's hers,
Exactly.
you know?
And that's,
And that's what makes her such an
Yeah.
enduring and complex
yeah.
figure in Chinese literature.
Yeah. This deep dive has completely changed my perspective
Yeah.
on Princess Iron Fan.
I think so, too.
She's far more than just the obstacle on the hero's journey.
Right.
She's a force of nature, a master strategist,
Yeah.
and ultimately a woman capable of great compassion
Yeah.
and forgiveness.
It's really interesting.
I think we can all learn something from her strength and unwavering commitment
Mm-hmm.
to her beliefs, even if her methods are
Yeah.
a little unorthodox at times.
Right.
It leaves us with a lot to consider.
It does.
Was she justified in her anger?
Yeah.
Could the conflict have been resolved differently?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to judge her actions,
Right.
but understanding her motivations
Yeah.
makes her,
Makes her a much more sympathetic and intriguing
Yeah.
character.
and that's what makes a good story. There's
Totally.
characters that challenge us,
Mhm.
surprise us,
Yeah.
and make us think.
Absolutely.
So the next time you find yourself
Right.
facing a
metaphorical,
yeah,
fiery matter.
metaphorical fiery mountain
Yeah.
in your own life,
In your own life.
think of Princess Iron Fan.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to go to such great lengths
To protect
to protect what's important to you?
what's important to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us
It's a good question.
for another deep dive.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.